It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
You can sing too, I forget that. Hi, I'm Matt Moran. Welcome to Kitchen Tales. There's nothing I like more than catching up with mates while I cook for them in my kitchen.
Cheers.
And welcome.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure you'll agree it's where all the best stories are told. She put a photo up of me and I think I had a ponytail.
It was a long time ago.
Today I've invited a friend into my home to help prepare some of my favourite holiday recipes. That is some of the best Wagyu you'll ever see. Look at the size of him.
Wow.
Look at that.
So join us this Christmas in the kitchen. I can't wait to share kitchen tales with you.
Next year?
Next year, Dom.
Same place?
Same place. My next guest worked for me for 17 years, or maybe it was the other way around. I worked for him. I've worked with thousands of chefs over the years, and not many as talented as this man. He's like a brother, he's English, and they certainly know all about a traditional Christmas, which is what I'm going to cook today. Welcome, Simon Sandall. Hey, mate.
Yeah, mate. How are you?
You making yourself at home? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you. Ready to cook?
I am. What are we doing?
Mate, you being English, traditional Christmas, so we're talking turkey, ham, trimmings, but I need to raid the garden before we go, and then I've got a treat out the back I want to show you.
Beautiful. Let's do it.
So it's been a while since you've been here.
Mate, it is. It's been a few years.
This is why they don't let me in the garden too much, because I steal everything. But look at the size of that.
Oh my God.
Huh?
That's fantastic.
Which one do you reckon's mine? Which one do you reckon's
I
yours?
reckon that one's mine. So what salads are you planning on making here, mate?
I thought I'd just sort of keep it nice and fresh, because we've got so much traditional stuff. I'll tell you what, we've got to get them before any of the chefs turn up. Okay, what happened to my radishes? But I might grab some oregano there.
Yep.
Put that in my stuffing. And what else can I steal? I shouldn't say steal, should I? Because
No, because it's yours.
it's mine. Yeah.
Beautiful. I'll do it.
Now, I know how much you love your four-wheel driving. You do it every weekend. You wait until you see my new Ford Ranger Raptor.
Awesome.
Mate,
I'm excited.
it is a beast.
Is it?
Yeah.
How good's this? Yeah, it looks great. Thanks, mate.
Is it, mate?
Look at that. Even got steps to get in on.
That's what I love about it. It's got these massive steps you can get in and out of. What a beast, huh?
Yeah, it's a great car.
And I'll tell you what, it's just perfect because, you know, buying the pub up at Rockley and going up there all the time.
Mate, it's exactly
just
what you need.
It's just the perfect car.
Yeah. Oh, mate, you should come out with us. We go off 4x4 and all the time, mate.
Yeah.
A couple of my mates have got these. They go pretty much anywhere.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Right, grab a seat. So the reason why I wanted to do the traditional Christmas lunch, and how many Christmases have we spent together? Like 17.
Yep.
And all that prep you used to do for me for my Christmas lunch, that I used to get all the accolades for.
That's so true.
I thought
That's true.
it's actually giving back to you a little
Yeah,
bit.
thanks, buddy.
So
I'm
we're
looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I might even get you to do a little bit of work, actually.
Yeah, of course you would.
All right.
Do you want me to do that?
Mate, I'm just going to take the skin off. Not that I don't trust you.
It was more whether you remembered how to do it.
I know, it's so true. God,
It's a great piece of ham.
It is a great ham, isn't it? I think these came from Havericks,
Do
actually.
you want to mark that? Do a bit of this.
You want to do a bit of that one?
Yeah,
All
I
right, a
think
bit
so.
of...
Make it look pretty.
Make it look pretty, and that's what you do, isn't it, Si? You make it look pretty and easy. I'm going to keep that ham,
Put that
what's it
on
though? Put it over the turkey, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
You know what, it's something that I get asked all the time, Christmas lunch, what do you do? And you know, a lot of Australians always go, you know, well, have seafood, which we do, because Michael Moore brings the seafood every year.
Yeah.
But, you know, I love that whole traditional ham, turkey. I do a pork roast. You know, I always get a goose from Maggie Beer.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's probably my favourite day to cook. You know, I get up really early, and I'm sure you do too. Get it all in the oven.
Mate, I do the spit roast baby pig.
I do?
Yeah, that's been my thing. I mean, I always do the ham and...
Do you want a baby pig this year?
Yeah,
I've got little ones now.
Oh, mate,
On the
perfect.
farm,
There
bird
you go.
shits.
Perfect. I'm
It'll
going
be
to take
about
one of them.
15 kilos.
Yeah, perfect.
Right, I'll let you do that. Now this recipe I'm going to do for the glaze
Yep.
is pita braches. So we've got a heap of brown sugar and cider vinegar.
Well, I'm going to pop that on there for you.
Yep. I'm going to put that on the turkey later on. A little bit of mustard powder and a little bit of maple syrup.
Yeah, absolutely. That is fantastic. It's almost got treacle notes to it.
Yeah. Just going to bring that to the boil.
How many hams do you reckon we've studied over the years?
I don't know. And if it's not us, how many did Kazoo do?
Oh, mate. There must be thousands.
Yeah.
Like thousands.
Yeah.
And the same with the Christmas puddings.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the Christmas puddings, remember we started giving them away at Aria to about 20 VIPs.
That's
And then it got up to 1,000 at one point.
Yeah, I think there was one
We were
year
selling
when I was there, it was about 1,500.
Yeah,
I think
right.
it was probably the biggest.
So here I've got some mixed peel, dried figs and dried apricots.
Yep.
So I'm going to put them in. And I don't think people realise how easy Christmas pudding is. A little bit of orange and lemon zest.
I have to say, the cloves on
Yeah.
the ham for me is probably one of the best parts, because
Yeah.
when they go all caramelised and
Yeah.
sticky and stuff, a lot of people don't like eating them, but for me I like that sort of numbing
Yeah.
aromatic flavour that
Well,
you
know
get
what-
from it.
You know what cloves were used for in the early days?
Toothache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, back in the old days when they didn't have anaesthetic,
Yeah.
they used to use cloves in your mouth, and that's what they used before they ripped one out.
Mate, I still use it to this day.
Yeah, you're tough, aren't you? Yeah. All right, so mixed fruits, some suet, some brown sugar, and I'm actually going to put a bit of grated nutmeg in it. Nutmeg, it's funny when you see people buying ground nutmeg and not the real one these days.
Oh mate, it's a huge difference.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Bit of vanilla bean, something a little bit different. So how many Christmas puddings did you make this year?
Mate, I think it was about 420.
Wow.
So I've mixed them up with cherry brandy and kumquat puree, and I've done some little baby individual ones as well.
Yeah, right.
Just for our private dining room, so we can offer that.
And you're selling through Boronia Kitchen?
Yeah.
So guys, if you actually want a really bloody good Christmas pudding this year, get into Boronia Kitchen and buy one.
Yeah, you can buy them all online.
Online too, yeah?
Yeah.
So I've got a little bit of flour. Oh, it's my syrup. That's just come to the boil, and I'm just going to leave that sit there before we start roasting it. So all the dried ingredients. Oh, actually I've got some breadcrumbs, some panko crumbs too. Put all them in. Mix them all around, so make sure you get all that vanilla bean and nutmeg. Right, it's got a little bit of milk there. And of course you've got to have your brandy.
Yeah. Well, that's what's sort of preserving it with the sugars from the fruit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like bircher muesli, doesn't it? But it's really easy to make. My grandmother used to, make Christmas cake every year.
Yeah.
And she'd always sort of, preserve a little bit of it and, keep it for the middle of the year. And I remember one of the first things I ever cooked was at school when I did home economics. And it was a Christmas cake. And I remember it had a shape of a Christmas tree on top out of almonds. And I roasted, and I remember thinking that was just the best thing ever. And I remember when I made it and I got to take it home, and I actually kept it to take to my nan's, just to show her that,
Yeah, right. But it's one thing you don't really see much of these days. People don't really make the old traditional Christmas cake, do they?
No, they don't. So I've just got 2 eggs to put in there. Can you crack them open
sure.
for me? I'm going to get eggs soon at the farm.
Yeah, right. Nice.
But also I've hooked up with this woman who used to grow farmers markets. So we're gonna go down on the flats and we're gonna put a little farmers
Organic.
market, organic for the pub.
Yeah, right.
So we're gonna grow all our fruit and veg down there.
Oh, that's very cool. Well, what do you think of that, chef?
Mate, that looks absolutely fantastic. What I normally do is I baste it and I leave excess in there. So when it starts to caramelise on the bottom, I actually pick the caramelisation and keep going.
Yeah,
I like it pretty dark.
Yeah, same.
I'll let you do that. So you can just start to glaze it. And now with this, look at that, it's just the right amount. What I do is get some cling film and I just keep wrapping it up.
Mate, that smells so good.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, so good.
So I just wrap that like that, Si.
Yep.
So I always find that half full of water. Oh, and look at that, there's already one cooked.
Oh, mate, perfect.
As Bill Granger always says, here's one I prepared earlier. And this is a really good example. Look at the colour difference now that's been cooked yesterday to that one. Look at the two
Now they'll
difference.
just mature even more over the time, won't it?
Yeah, so I'm going to put that in there, cook that for about 4 hours, and just steam it.
Look at that.
And let's just put that in the oven. Doesn't it smell good? It's bloody good ham, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I might make a custard now, you know, like a thick custard, and you know, God, I think a lot of people these days just go to the old packet stuff.
Yeah, you gotta have the right egg custard mix.
So, cream, I'm just gonna put a vanilla bean in that. Lots of vanilla today, isn't it? Gonna bring that to the boil site. Got a heap of eggs.
You want me to crack some of them?
Mate, you can't help yourself, can you? Sit down and enjoy. Sit down and enjoy. We just finished another series of Bake Off and they had to make a pavlova.
Yeah, right.
And
How long were you filming that for?
6 weeks. Had Maggie beer.
Yep.
And she's funny, you know, because Maggie doesn't stop, right? She's just a workaholic. And, you know, when we have breaks when they're cooking, you know, she's doing her work, I'm doing my work, and we're just non-stop. She's just a breath of fresh air. She came over here for lunch, actually.
So the show's all done now?
Show's
You're
all done,
doing-
yeah.
Yeah, right.
So it comes out in the new year. Right, so we've got our egg yolks.
Right, there we go. We've separated the egg whites.
Separate the eggs. Thanks, Si.
So
Sugar.
what you got? Sugar, egg
Sugar,
yolks.
egg yolks, just going to
Perfect.
cream that.
Yeah. You got your vanilla bean in there?
Vanilla bean is in here.
Oh, yeah, yep.
It's funny because most guests I come can't cook, so I can get away with anything.
Yeah.
I can tell them anything, they'll
Yeah, I know.
believe me. Flour in there.
The little French Sylvain used to add a lot to it as well.
Some of the things that you made him do,
When
or
you-
he did to me. I was on the Friday, Saturday night, flat out, and I was plating fish, and it's hot, and another apprentice comes up out of nowhere behind the thing with a rag and starts patting my head. I'm like, what are you doing? And he looks at Sylvain and looks at me and he says, Sylvain said you like to be patted down in the middle of service.
I remember that.
Oh, God, it was funny. Right, that's just about to come to a boil. There's a bit of brandy I'm just going to add later.
Yep.
I'm not going to add it now because I don't want to cook it out. I want that real brandy flavour. It still cooks out a little bit at the end. So it's just coming to a boil. I'm going to add half of it.
Yep.
That.
It's sticking in already, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, whenever I make custard, I always do that half and half.
Yeah. We need to scald
Yeah.
it slightly, don't you? Just temper it, sorry.
Right.
Yeah, look at that. That's proper custard. Nice.
And if I just add that to it, it kind of cools it straight down.
Yep.
I generally always just run it through a sieve right at the end,
Yep.
just to make sure. But you can see that's smooth.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yum. Get rid of that.
So what do we got next? What are you
Mate,
doing?
I'm going to do a turkey stuffing.
Yeah, nice.
So I need a hot pan. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of olive oil just to sort of start the cooking process. And I'm going to add lots of butter. So I've got onion,
Yep.
garlic, chestnuts,
Nice.
bacon with the onion, and we've got some apricot, butter, some mustard fruits, which
Yeah,
I
nice.
love, and some smoked almonds.
Smoked almonds. Beautiful.
They're for the salad, not for the stuffing.
It still would have been nice.
It still would have been nice.
Would have been great. I'm
Could have
thinking,
been-
I'm
could have been
thinking
great.
chestnuts, smoked almonds,
Yeah.
perfect. You know, but it would be nice in a salad too.
Yeah, it'd be nice as a salad too. All right, just going to saute those, Si, with a bit of bacon.
Yeah.
And
And this is like your go-to stuffing on Christmas Day. isn't it?
yeah, I like to put a little bit of mince to it.
Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit firmer. And I've got some panko crumbs here too.
Yeah, nice. Just soften it up a little bit.
I love stuffing. Even when I roast a chook these days, a little bit of garlic, that's a little bit of the citrus and nutmeg, which is fine.
Yeah, adds flavour.
Adds flavour. Start adding a bit of that butter. A little bit of oregano.
Yeah, just here.
Yeah, a little bit of oregano. So now that they're sautéed a bit, heaps of salt.
Yep, sorry, just
Salt there. I don't mind a bit of thyme in it too.
yeah, or a bit of rosemary.
Rosemary?
You can add pretty much whatever you like, really.
Yeah.
But stuffing's one of them things, isn't it?
Chestnuts.
Chestnuts. Smoked almonds. Salad.
And some mustard fruits.
Oh yeah, nice.
I don't know whether you saw a couple of weeks ago, Isabella Manfredi, the lead singer of the Preachers, the band.
Yeah, yeah.
So she's really successful and incredibly talented. She put a photo up of me holding her as a baby.
I saw you posted
Yeah.
that. Yeah, right.
And I think I had a ponytail.
That was a long time ago. See, I'm bringing my ponytail back.
Look at that.
Yeah, it smells amazing, looks amazing.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
Look at that caramelising there with the butter too.
yeah.
And the mustard fruits. Talk about caramelising. How's my ham going? Just want to show the guns.
Oh yeah, they're good. Yeah, that's looking good.
Look at this now, look at the colour. It looks like Christmas, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Looks like a Christmas tree.
And I'm just going to pour that on top of my breadcrumbs. And what will happen is those breadcrumbs will start to expand a little bit with all that
Soak up all that flavour.
flavour. And then I'll let that cool for a bit. And then I'll add the mince. And then we'll stuff it in the turkey. Right, I'll let that just cool down for a bit.
All right, that can go back in.
Go
the
back
oven,
in.
mate.
We've got the carbs from the turkey stuffing. We've got the ham and the pudding later. I thought I might just make look at these tomatoes,
Yeah, they're amazing.
ox hearts. And I just thought I'd make a little tomato salad. And I've got this burrata here. I've got your lettuce that I just cleaned when you weren't looking,
Yep.
that you got earlier.
Beautiful.
And I thought maybe some, you always think Christmas, you think peaches, mangoes, maybe some nectarines.
Yep. And some
And,
smoked almonds.
Smoked almonds.
Perfect.
Done. Perfect. Done. All right, so I'm just going to, because these are so beautiful, look at that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm just going to put some wedges. Look at that.
Yeah.
So just heaps of basil.
Yeah.
It's growing out the back.
Yeah, nice.
Just going nuts at the moment. A couple of burrata,
No, I use all the vanilla stuff.
some salt,
Yep. Nice. Plenty of it, because
plenty
I'll
of
take it.
a little bit of pepper spray.
Yep. Mate, the simple things in life, just
I
so
know.
beautiful.
And this is great Australian olive oil, aged balsamic.
Nice. Oh, look at that. That's a cracker.
You just put that over that side and then go to the table later.
Yep.
Right, got your garden greens from Chiswick, and beautiful radishes.
Mate, you can just tell the difference using the produce from the garden, can't you?
Yeah. Even that little, those little baby leaves.
Yeah, nice and peppery.
Yeah.
All adds flavour.
Right, and some nectarine. These aren't going to slip stone, are they? Oh, not bad.
They look juicy.
Yeah. Oh, you can smell
Mate,
that.
you still got it.
Never lost it, did I? And this is the thing. That's why I mentioned it before. That there's chefs and there's chefs that really love what they do, and it's not just a chore. And it is the Ben Turners, the Ben Russells, yourself. That just really love food.
Well, it has to come from the heart, otherwise why bother?
Yep.
Good?
I'm just going to turn it around.
Yeah.
Just get a little bit on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Probably enough on it, I reckon. Just let it drip down. Looks good, huh?
Yeah, it just needs a little bit more around here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Smell those cloves, can't you?
Yeah, amazing. Amazing. And this is where a salad like this comes into play with things like the ham.
Yeah.
It just freshens it up.
Yeah, a little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Lots of olive oil. See a lemon in there? And just through the old hand sieve. That's just really simple.
No, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
They can go over there. All right.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
You can sing too, I forget that. I forget it. You can sing. I've
I
seen
always
you.
said if I hadn't become a chef, I would have been a rock star.
Or a chef rock star.
Or a
There you
chef
go.
rock star.
All right, I'm going to grab my
And I've
stuffing.
become neither.
So that's cool now.
Yeah, nice.
I'm going to add. Now you've got all afternoon. It's going to take about 2.5 hours to cook the turkey.
No, we'll just hang out.
Yeah. It's like my nan, you know, who was a real country cook. She used to bake a little bit, but you know, you go up there on a Sunday for a lamb roast, and it would be so overcooked and grey
and a leg.
dry, and a leg, which doesn't have the fat content. And you know, they'd be halfway through eating it, and she would go, "Oh, great lamb." And I'd be sitting there, you know, I was a chef by then, and I just thought, I just can't say anything.
No, you can't.
I'm just going to grab a little bit. Do you always put some up on the top?
No, I was
Don't
just...
you?
No,
I always
don't.
fill that up there. And why I like it up the top here, because what happens is when you cook it, and that skin gets really crispy on this side, you actually cut that out, and you slice it. It's like a bread loaf. Yeah. See, mate,
There you go.
you're not too old to learn a trick or two,
well,
huh?
that's why we love what we do.
Exactly. You got to make sure you oil it as much as you possibly can.
Needs
Heaps
fat.
of oil, because if you don't, when you put your ham skin over the top of it, and that's to protect it with the fat, and what you find is when you lift that off, you rip the skin. And I remember doing it one year, and I've never ever done it again. But I oil that, I leave that sitting over there, that protects it, and I cook it pretty slow, so you try and keep the moisture in, and then the last half hour I take that off, and with the oil, salt it a little bit more, and then just
But this
give it-
acts obviously to stop it from burning, but at the
Yeah,
same time,
you crisp
adding,
that up.
adding flavour.
Yep.
So what I do with that is dehydrate it.
I do.
Yeah, once I've done all that, dehydrate it,
and
and
then-
then puff it up in the fryer and make pork chips, smoked pork chips.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm going to leave that there because here's one I prepared earlier.
Oh, look at that.
Huh?
Oh, mate.
And at the same time,
Look at that.
look at that.
Mate, looks amazing and smells absolutely incredible.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Pudding?
it looks awesome. Awesome.
That's all my turkey fat.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm just going to put a tablespoon of corn flour and thicken it up.
Yep.
Probably don't need that much. Oh. I always want to get this right and never put too much in it, but I want it to be thick.
It's nice having that fat in there because that's where all the flavour is. And,
Yeah,
you know.
flavour in that.
Wow.
Huh?
Awesome.
Isn't it good?
Awesome.
You can't beat it.
No. Yeah. That stuff doesn't come out of a packet.
Look at that.
Yum.
You know what my favourite part of the turkey is? The parson's nose. The bum.
Yeah, I've never really got my head around it.
Oh, I just love it.
Yeah.
It's
no,
my favourite part because it's just fatty.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. Oh, yum. Look at that.
Look at that, nice and
Nicely cooked.
yeah, nice and juicy too.
Yeah.
See that bit on the front there?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Mate, there is an art to...
Look at that.
There's an
Little
art
juices.
to cooking turkey.
There is. Right, and I cut a bit of ham.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You just hold that end of that.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Look how juicy that is. You know, and when I cook them, I like it to cook them really quickly too and get that caramelisation and not bake them in there for too long. And the reason being, if you leave them in there too long, they just bloody dry out.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than, you know,
But that's not at the same time. That's a quality piece of hammers.
Have we got everything, Si?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so. Oh, look at that! Some smoked almonds.
Should we run over to the table and sit down and have a bit of a feast?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'll bring this.
Want me to grab this one?
Yep. Mate, there's one more thing I just forgot. It's Christmas. Hey, Freddie. We all know that you don't drink anymore, so this is the Liar's Classico.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Non-alcoholic.
Yep.
And I'm going to have the opposite. I'm going to have some Patron on the rocks. It's Christmas time.
Ah, mate, absolutely.
Mate, help yourself. Help
Mate,
yourself.
well done. This looks great, buddy.
Oh.
Ah.
Should we do? Oh, yes. Buddy, I have to say, it's so nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
And it's so nice to have you here and, you know, hearing some great old stories because it brings back so many memories, but also letting me cook for you because, mate, God knows how many times you cooked for me over the years.
I know. There's a first time for everything, I suppose.
It's just nice.
Nah,
Look,
thanks.
even
It is
Freddie's
nice.
hanging around. Buddy, there you go.
Beautiful. Cheers, mate.
Love
Good
you.
to see you, mate.
Love
Cheers.
you.